in this video and in this exercise, we're going to use the sine rule, which is given on your formula sheet. We're going to use it to find an unknown angle. Now, it says the solution will be very similar to finding a side, what you've just practiced in the previous exercise. However, you're going to be finding an angle. So, I'm actually going to scroll down and do the second example because it's a little bit more straightforward, and come back and talk about the complication of that first one. So if you do the same, we'll be talking about this example here. We know when we, the question says find theta. Theta is an angle. We can see that the triangle isn't right angled. Such an important observation. The triangle isn't right angled. That immediately says we're using one of the rules, because you're going to learn the cosine rule in the next couple of exercises. So for now, we're going to, because the sine rule is the only one we have, we're going to use the sine rule. If we look at this, it's got a slight complication as well, because we know that we'll have a side opposite an angle and a second side opposite its angle. So if I call this one A, what I actually notice is I don't have little a. I don't have it. So I can't have two unknowns, so maybe I'm actually using B on sine B is C on sine C. Now let's see if that works. So let me call this one B, and the side opposite will be B, and this will be angle C, and this will be side C. So yes, I could use this combination. Let's have a look. B is 19 over the sine of angle B is 122. C is 13.5, and we'd have sine of angle C. Now, you'd be saying, but that's not answering the question. The question asks to get theta. Well, at the moment I can't get theta because theta is part of two unknowns. The thing about this is, if I do get angle C, now some of you will be realising, the moment I've got angle C, I can go back to my very fundamental, should have been about year 7 or 8, angle sum of any triangle. The sum up all the angles is 180 degrees. So I'd know angle C, I'm going to find it. I was given angle B, and I can then find theta using this rather than trigonometry. So we'll use our trigonometry to find angle C, and we'll use our basic understanding about triangles to actually find theta. So you're probably quite used to this process now. We've got a nice equation, we've got our one unknown. I'm going to cross multiply and get 19 times sine C is 13.5 times sine 122. I want sine C on its own, so I divide by 19. That's why divide by 19 appears over here. And we practiced previously that to get C, to get the angle, you must take sine inverse in this case. So going then to my calculator, sine inverse, and I just show that you must make sure you close off all these brackets, even this big bracket here at the end, and we get 37 degrees. I'll just round it immediately to 37. Make sure your calculator is in degrees. So 37 degrees. Therefore, I'm now going to use this, that the angle sum of all the angles. So what have I got? I've got my 37, I've got my 122 that was on the diagram, and then there is theta, and I know that they all have to add up to 180. And we get that theta is equal to 21 degrees. Now, I think I'll stop the video there and go back and talk about the other example, because it has a complication in it as well that you also need to be aware of. So this is one type of complication, in that really theta, we didn't find theta directly using the sine rule, but we did use the sine rule to find a second angle, and then we used our basic understanding of triangles to find the actual angle that was required in the question.